I think I finally figured out how to answer a question that we get a lot. What about a character that talks in Morse code? Now, a lot of you are watching saying, he finally figured out how to put dots and dashes inside a word balloon? I thought this guy was supposed to be smart at comic lettering. Well, if you start to translate a sentence into dots and dashes, you realize that some words end up being much longer than others. Even if you really try and shorten the shape of the dashes, you can still struggle to fit a single sentence into a word balloon. Luckily, I discovered that the written form of Morse code uses slashes between words for clarity, which then means you can modify the layout of a sentence to be much more symmetrical, putting a line break in the middle of words if you need to. But the real problem is that very few people actually know Morse code, so unless you want your character's dialogue to be an Easter egg, we need to figure out how to actually translate this for the reader. Comics often indicate translated dialogue with angle brackets. Unfortunately, in this case, we've now lost the unique charm of Morse code entirely. So the first thing I thought was just to put the dots and dashes next to whoever is talking, with a floating bubble nearby containing the translation for the reader. But in practice, when you actually put dots and dashes over line art, it gets incredibly busy, no matter how much you try and style it. I tried giving the Morse code its own balloon, but that just gets weirder, because it could look like the character is speaking twice, or another voice is responding to them, when it's supposed to be just one single piece of dialogue. Ultimately, I landed on a pretty interesting solution, which was a square box where the real Morse code sentence runs around the border as decorative flair, with the translated sentence inside. What's fun about this system is that you can still style the balloon and dialogue with different fonts to give it extra character, such as an intentionally robotic tail and typeface, or a vintage style for a steampunk-style automaton built by a mad Union Army engineer.